Good morning. Happy Friday. Just got some tea poured. Let's see, where are we? So last night I changed a couple things so that each of the tests ends up in its own directory. You can see that the config files from the arena get copied over, FIFOs individual to each one, and the left and the right side get their own logs, which is kind of nice. All right. So, where to with this? This does run pretty quickly. So after compiling, I did both of them right here, which is good. One thing that I wanted to test was that non-wall log files are not able to be opened. I think that would solve a lot of pain later. So I want to look at the SQLite documentation. Just how to activate wall mode. Yep. Now let's get rid of those. Wall index, not that. Database file format. Here we go. So in the database header format, the beginning of okay, so we always want this to be 2. Can these actually be different? Oh. Intend to allow for enhancements of the file format in future versions. Okay. Both of these values are 1 for rollback journaling modes and 2 for wall. Got it. If a version of SQLite coded to the current file format specification encounters a database file where the read version is 1 or 2, but the write version is greater than 2, then the database file must be treated as read-only. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's reject anything that isn't 2, as we don't support the legacy format. I mean, maybe we could. I wonder how that works. I looked at it like a year ago. I don't remember. Lock by page, free list, B trees. Rollback journal. It's a file associated with each SQLite database file that holds information used to restore the database to its initial state during the course of a transaction. It's always located in the same directory with a -journal appended. There can be only a single journal with a database, only a single one write transaction against a single database at one time. Or any information bearing page of the database is modified, the original unmodified content of that page is written into the journal. If it's interrupted and needs to be rolled back, the journal can then be used to restore the database to its original state. Freelist leaf pages bear no information that would need to be restored on a rollback, so they are not written to the journal prior to modification. If the transaction is aborted due to an application crash or an application system crash, I don't know what or a single means here. After a crash, when it attempts to open the database file, the presence of a journal will be detected and automatically played back to restore the database to a state at the start of the incomplete transaction. It's only considered valid if it exists and contains a valid header. Hence, a transaction can be committed in one of three ways. Journal can be deleted. Truncated. It can be overwritten. Okay. Yep. Consists with those. A valid rollback journal begins with the header of the following format. I do not think it would be hard to capture this. Page count, number of pages that in the segment of the journal. Random nonce for the checksum. Just random data. It doesn't seem all that difficult to capture. Basically, it's storing database pages before they're changed. Each page may not appear more than once. Fine. Slab, how are you? All's for real. Is I? Okay. The checksum is an unsigned 32-bit integer computed as follows. Okay. Got it. Got it. Design studies during the planning phases of sqlite 3 showed a significant performance hit in checksumming the entire page. Mm-hmm. Your battery charge dropped 20%. My battery charge dropped due to lack of evidence. We're not the same. uh, Good morning. It's funny. Oh, just be careful. Occasionally children watch this, so not every day, but occasionally they do. Late afternoon. Well, happy Friday. So this is interesting in that the original content is copied out. The database is then modified, and if a transaction needs to be rolled back, then this content comes back in. But for now, let's go reject anything. Oh, look, there's an update. Remind me later. Thank you. Bye now. Okay. Goes TTY. Let's go to VFS. And where do we want to go? We want to go to the pass through. I think I want a modified version of the pass through. Yeah, let's go here. Where do we choose that? Is it in file? VFS file? Here. Type. IO methods. Okay. We could customize the IO methods for the database itself. Because there's different types of requests that come through pass through. Okay, there's the shared index, there's the database, there's the journal, if we allow journaling. Yeah, shared memory bits. You're still sharding. Hmm. Sharding is good practice, especially if you do it early enough in the development process. Get it all out of the way. Scaling becomes much, much easier. Oh, you're still working on your language. Got it. Got it. All right. Yeah. Why even set something up for these? For logging. It's actually useful. Now, wall. What other type what do we want to capture? Oh, look at that. What's an auto proxy? Delete on close. Are these are just values? I don't think this is correct. Oh, no, no, no. We isolate the kind out of the value. So these should not overlap. Let's go make sure. Delete on close to open wall. So here, where's open wall? Here, down at the bottom. Looks like they can overlap. Sharding on MongoDB still gives you nightmares. Oh, sharding was just the process of splitting data up into manageable chunks so that you can scale. For instance, let's say you had a very popular forum, right? You could shard based on the threads of the forum, the, I don't know, more granular sections of a forum, so that you could have reads and writes going to different databases, different machines, possibly. You could hit hot caches. Ah, yes, yes. The classic shard. All right. Okay, so it looks like these can actually overlap. I don't quite believe it though. I feel like there's too many here. Like main DB, fine. Auto proxy, no idea. VFS only. What are we even making? So we are currently working on. Oh, let me make sure I'm not going to blind everybody. Mode. Okay. Just a little less blinding. This is what we're making. It is a website for my wife. Oh, you used alphabetical order of names. Interesting. Yeah, no. All right. So at the moment, we're actually working on the VFS. Okay. The VFS uh, intercepts mutations that are happening to a SQLite database so that the mutation can be shuffled off to the data plane, which ends up applying the mutations to other machines. A data center, I don't know. That's something that'll run on a data center. So I am very curious about these VFS only bits. Why do they say VFS only? Just those. There's nothing else on the page that explains VFS only. Delete on close. Okay. Only those flags marked as OK for SQLite OpenV2 may be used as a third argument. Okay. The other flags, I see. These are the VFS only ones, have historically been ignored by OpenV2. The future versions of SQLite might change so that an error is raised if any of the disallowed bits are passed into SQLite. Okay. Applications should not depend on the historic behavior. All right, so these flags are then only sent to the VFS. Why even talk about them here? And what is a superjournal, subjournal? Hmm. No. Let's look at the source. Imagine actually planning what to write. Well, it that's not my first revision, right? That's the fourth or fifth revision. So it started, yeah, with this one. And I spent actually a decent amount of time with, oh, it's not in here, is it? I thought there was, or was that too early? Oh, here, yeah, here's cluster management. Um, Basically, I started here, then decided, oh, you know what, I need to have some raft stuff going on, and then I decided that maybe I'll shuffle the raft stuff down below, and then this one I'm pleased with at the moment. Um, Oops, I clicked on something. Enable locking style. This only shows up in 3 places. Is exclusive, is delete, is create, is read only, is read write. If creating a journal or main file journal, this function will open a file descriptor on a directory to the first time. Wonder what flags we're actually receiving here. But must set one of these. These are never temporary. Got it. I'm rather curious about SuperJournal. That's just a filter. What does Pager do with it? Read only or SuperJournal? Man, I love their documentation and their code. This is just fantastic. Oh, you gotta go. All right, Slab. Take care, man. Okay, when a super journal file is created, it's populated with names of all the child journals, one after another. Oh, what? Oh, I see. A super journal. Okay. So with the traditional, with the rollback journaling, you can have a transaction that spans multiple SQLite files, right? Multiple quote unquote databases. So this is just kind of a meta journal. Okay, fine, fine. That's what a super journal is. A main journal, subjournal. A subjournal is probably one of those parts of a super journal. A temp journal, no idea. Okay. I think we want to simply target main database. We're not going to care. All right, let's go back to our list. Now, where is it? Code. Come hither. Okay. So main DB is what we want to tend to. Main journal sounds like the journal file for the rollback. It's just thinking about the amortized cost of writes of disk page allocations with wall files versus others. I wonder if it would make sense to have um, wall logs that once they've been used, like one of these, at the salt, everything. Once it's done, why not just leave it on disk instead of deleting it, so that it can be used as a future wall log, so the bytes on disk don't have to get reallocated. I don't know if that sounds like a premature optimization. This whole thing is an exercise in optimization. But doing this would, by reusing old salted wall logs as a new wall log, means that the OS would not have to reallocate disk pages. We would be able to reuse a certain amount. But what if we ended up with a lot of these? I guess in that case, you would check to see if a one set aside for reuse is already there. If it's already there, delete your current one. Okay. This isn't even worth a, let's see, source set, reverb. Let's create a new one. Ticket. Which ones of these have I done already? Update to archive and yeah, that's probably not ever happening. Let's see. Ensure U64 is converted to I64 safely when sending to SQLite. What context, please? When sending to SQLite. This is talking about page numbers. I64 is used in SQLite for the page numbers. Hmm. Great. Reverb app. EFS. Send transaction ID to Reverb on commit record writes. Oh, okay. Let's edit this. Um, send to data plane on commit record writes. Okay. Send transaction. Detect when a commit record is written to the wall log. We've done that. Has parameters pass the transaction ID, salt, file offset. We've optimized since then. We no longer need this. What are we sending? Let's DB mutation. What do we send? We send the salts and the offset where the change happened. Salt 1, salt 2. Okay. After writing the commit record, but returning to SQLite. Did we actually do that? It's after we wrote, right? Yeah. Oh, this is. Huh, no, no, no. We actually write after we send the message. Yeah, no, that should. Okay, interesting. Our acceptance criteria. I found a bug. We do this here. All right. Where should that happen? We go to write. We write the wall header. Right, this just causes rotations. So here we're detecting that we're starting again from the beginning. We rotate things before we write. That's fine. Here we are intending to write. We are telling somebody else, come get this. What if it can get that before the mutations happened? That's not good. Page, right? This, we just make sure that other bits are just power of twos. That is just a page, right? Non-page pieces tend to be written independent. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Maybe we should split this into 3 different sections, like a right wall header, right wall frame, right page, and then they can each deal with this independent. And what a subtle bug. What a subtle bug. Function, right? Wall. This is the file header. DB header, file header. One of those. Oh, let's just grab this. Okay. That goes there. Don't need that yet. All right. Now, we need to take this as well. Got it. Now let's call it. Well, right, file header, file arg, amount offset. Good. We'll return that. Let's move this one next. This will just be some sort of page. In these cases, we could just do the same thing. Okay, those are done, except for actually writing. What do we call it? Wall right page. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to do that instead. We're not going to return. Each one is responsible for returning the right value. Okay. Now in this case, oh, this is even worse than I thought. Okay. Um, or is it? So basically, when we write these 24 bytes to disk, that does not include the page data. We want to have everything. I'm pouring some more tea. We want to have everything on disk before we tell the other thing. So we can just do a nice clean write or read and send it on. Another stand up survived. Congrats. So, in this case, because we actually have to delay this portion right here, this write, which includes all of this. Basically, we need to set something so that later in the page write, we can clear a value and send the data. Interesting. Reverb file. Man, okay. Well, I'm glad we saw this and caught this. Otherwise, basically, we end up just waiting for the data in data plane. What do we do? Like just spin lock on a disk? Like wait, like that? I don't like that. Okay. Okay. So, do we need the frame header other than to identify this data here? Data. Here, that just gets us the frame header. Gets us the number of pages. So we have the number of pages here. And then we do the wall file notification bit. This goes away. Reverb file. Yep, okay. Okay, so the contents of this move somewhere else. Wow. FIFO, commit start. Do we need anything else? Frame header. Sultan 1 and 2. We can get these off of Reverb file itself that has a copy of salts 1 and 2. Huh. Okay. Now, do we want to send that to some function on Reverb file? It has the FIFO, it has a commit start, it has the salts, it has the file names. Let's move it up. Okay, but here we have to set something that says, hey, Reverb file, on your next page write, after your next page write is done, it's a commit, right? Okay. Let's see, where's, I want Reverb file, here, set salt, there we go. What do we call this? Let's start. We could call it commit end is true. I wonder if that would be useful to have the the ending position, like the full amount of data that needs to be read. I could see that. Okay. Commit end. Option I64. like the symmetry. Of the commit transaction. Okay, let's do that. I like that. Some of these we might be able to get rid of, like get commit start. Where does that get called? Uh-huh. Anywhere? I don't believe it. Here. Ah, okay. This is detecting the beginning of a transaction here. Let's just grab this. Really? Hmm. Not sure how I just got that character. Okay. Oh, but we don't know the end yet. We just know that it's coming. The end is near. Uh, got it. Okay. Commit end. Taking a moment to the lotions on its skin. All right. All right. Well, this we're going to change this. Let's go back. Hmm. This is just a bool. let's see, do I need a signal for the end or when it's a null byte? So in this case, SQLite is telling us how much data is being written and where on disk it's being written. So we don't need to track any nulls. We just do, some basic math, add the, the length of the write with the start of the write, and that's the end. I don't like this get commit start. Let's rename that to just commit start. Oh, but it'll conflict with the values here. Commit to end and commit to end. It's naming variables, the hardest thing in software development. All right, commit to end. Okay. Okay. Now we go back to the wall file, and here we know that is the beginning of the end of this commit. Right, let's extract this out. Trying to determine, do I want to leave a portion here and call two different files, one up here, one down here, or functions, one here, one here. Now, let's just write the whole thing. Right. And what is this? We are writing a frame header. Okay. Okay, there's that. Unit. Mismatch type. Expected unit found I32. Yes. Because. We log it. Okay. Now for this section. Hey, that onion. How are you? Happy Friday. All right. Now that we've gotten this cleaned up, let's tend to the interplay between writing the page and writing the frame header. Okay. So in this case, we want to set that. Let's see, where's our reverb file? Just going to grab this. Boom. Okay. Set that there. Do we actually need it here? File, reverb file. Maybe? Okay. Okay. Set commit end. Let's just call set commit end. Make that true. We don't have to set it to something. We know that it's true. And commit end. Let's also say take commit end, because we will reset it to false. All right. Set commit start. That's fine. Wait, get commits. I didn't butcher that, did I? Oh, this is just commit start. Okay, it didn't get renamed earlier. Let's get the error out of the way. There we go. All right, so in this case, we've detected that this is a commit end. It is a commit page. Actually, we could just say is commit page have something on this. Is commit. Yeah, let's pull that logic out of this. DB pages is equal to 0. No. Not equal to 0. Let's get that right. Okay. Then we set that. Okay. Then we take all of this and put it somewhere else. Okay, we'll come back to this. Let's just comment it out for a moment. Okay. Oh, we didn't write anything. We still have to write the frame header. And this here. Okay. So in this case, let's do that. I think we can still do this at the end. Because now we're not sending anything. Okay. That's at the end. It's after setting the commit start. That's fine. Frame header is commit. We set the commit end. Then we need to do this somewhere else, which would be here. So after a page is written, oh, you know what? We can do this conditionally on whether or not that was a success. Right. What are the success values here? Let's move tab to the end. Okay. That's not on docs.rs. sqlite.org, documentation, xwrite. No. Capital X, X capital W, device characteristics, memory mapped IO, interface, xwrite. Here it is. Fascinating. I think we're really looking to see whether or not um, it's SQLite okay. Notify. Let's see. And file. Oh, actually, we need reverb. Oh, dot reverb file dot. Commit end. Take commit end. If that and that. We do something fancy here. Okay. And that would be all of this. We want to notify. Um, do we say data plane here? That feels kind of weird. I just notify commit and we want the end location. Do we need anything else in here? Okay, Reverb has that already. It has the FIFO. Yeah, it just needs the end location. Okay. That's equal to the I offset. I don't like these. I've used the SQLite variable names here. All right. Now, what if the offset on disk is an int64? The amount of data is just a regular int. Okay, let's bump the I amount as I64. There we go. So we need an I64 for this. Notify commit end. What if it doesn't work? I think the previous code would return errors. I don't think this is quite right, but it's what we had. Oh, and Shawshank94, thank you for the follow. Oh, wow. 5 more till 2,800 followers. Hmm. And I remember when I first started streaming, it was in September years ago, 4 years ago. Okay, we should return something, which also means that this might return. So how about we say if res is not equal, as u32, not equal to SQLite, okay. Else if these are little logic bombs waiting for a bug. Because the not equal here means that it is equal, and you're depending on it to be equal for the next condition. It's hard to read. Let's not do that. It's so much easier to deal with positive case. You end up with fewer bugs. So if it's these, we return this. Otherwise, res. Let's change this to return standard, say, int, I think. No, it's a U. I want to return a U32. But this returns a C int. That's because these things are U32s. Everything that we compare these C ints against is a U32. I wonder, does it get large enough to matter? Doesn't appear to. Okay. All right. So now we have this commit end bit. Let's go grab all the code for it. So this blob here. I think that's okay. Come back here. Just want to check this real quick. Where do we use that? Here and there. Fine. Notify commit end. Oh. Is this? Oh, it's possible that the page itself. Uh, but this now works actually because here, if it's not a commit, oh, actually, if it is a commit, we might need to set the start because there is a case where both are true. It's the start and is a commit. Ooh, interesting. Else if reverb commit start is none. Maybe we just always try to set the commit start. Like, can we just move this section up to the front? Like here. So we do that. I like this better. Let's just use reverb file here. No sense in doing that twice. It didn't change. Okay, there we go. We have the 2. Man, this has been a good productive stream so far. We started kind of wandering, but fell into a bug, an important bug, one that would have impacted performance as well. All right. Okay. Commit to end. Then here we notify that there is a commit to end. Come into here. If it is both the beginning and the end, then we're good. If this is currently a none, then we have some panic situation. Let's just panic for a moment. Commit end without a start. Should not be possible. Okay, now in this case, we want to change this to also include the end. Let's rename this to commit end, commit start. Maybe this should have been length. I think I like the interface of start and length better than start and end. Oh, absolutely. Better finding bugs now, better than later. Length, let's say, and pause, length. Okay, do 32 there. We'll get down to that error. I want to correct this here. No, this would be end minus. Let's just say length. There we go. Oh, okay. This is 20 to 24. No, I think expected message length. This needs to change. We need another U32, I64. Let's see. I know these are 4. I just. All right. Version. We're not incrementing that. That's a future thing. Updated wall path. Okay. All right. Frame header. This is self now. Wait, do we not have? We have salt. Set salting. Salt. Okay. There we go. Now, what's this? We're checking our result. If the byte's written, find value. I think that's it. Hmm. Let's try it out. Perfect. Good timing. Stream's about done, anyways. Gotta work today. Y'all have any weekend plans? All right. Good. Gauntlet passed. That's nice. Okay. Just finishing a side project and running. Nice. What about me? Uh, let's see. Probably some Deep Rock Galactic with the kids. It's been a fun thing on the weekends. I might try to see. I might see if we can do some ice skating. Torture the kids a little. Some will find it just so fun, and others will just hate me for it. That's okay. That's a job of a parent. Um, Maybe some of this too. Do a little bit more project work. I want to get it. I want to get my wife's project here done. Get her website up, and well, I mean, it ain't gonna make itself, you know. So I think this was a good change. Oh, let's go back and finish. I stored this. Okay, that's good. It increases the time to write a commit record. That's part of the acceptance criteria, is that it increases the time to write a commit record. It's funny. It's true. It's true. Those 24 bytes getting written to that FIFO, that's gonna make or break it. So much better than writing the data twice. All right. Let's save this. Reverb 5 is resolved. Updated ordering of so that FIFO writes up and after the commit page written. Done. All right. Okay. Logging for VFS. Yeah, we solved this. It's done. I don't know that we can actually do that, but it'd be interesting. Tune tracing to have low overhead. In what? Ah, okay, that's just in general. While logging and tracing. Okay. Implement rolling checksums for database. This, I believe, has been done. I'll leave it there just for validation later. Very close. We actually use Salt 1 and Salt 2 as the DB ID. This DB ID, right? It's been kind of tough trying to find that, but I think we came up with a good solution. Okay. Let's say Salt. Of the commit to reverb to data plane. Okay, I'll come back to that. But thanks for hanging out, y'all. It's been a pleasure. Oh, strange. The music stopped getting listened to. Have you heard music this entire time, or is it just me? I'm surprised. I think OBS stopped processing the music. All right, well, regardless, I have to go. So let's get a rate going. Let's rate Museum today. All right, y'all. Till next time. Bye bye.